violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Well, Rosemary, good evening to you. The victim's family, as you might imagine, is simply heartbroken. Both the mom, in this case, the victim's mom, and prosecutors sharing with us the reason that murder charges were not filed in this case until the middle of last week is because the victim was kept alive on a ventilator on life support so that his organs could be preserved for donation.
Still does not seem real. It seems like a giant nightmare.
Luz Vasquez is shocked that her oldest son, Chad Stewart, is gone. Police say he was shot and killed by an acquaintance outside Valari's sports bar after a night of drinking.
Wow. Can't even party no more.
And an argument.
Whatever happened to getting into a fight with somebody physically before you just you lean towards something so final?
How about just resolving the conflict so you don't have to get violent at all? Because these super gremlins don't fight anymore. I don't know what y'all are expecting. We've been known that those days are over. There's no such thing as fighting. They shooting now. We have to adapt, and you have to understand what's going on.
In court today,
starting with the state, your appearances, please.
24-year-old Walter Giuliano is a helicopter mechanic and a Marine Corps reservist.
There is an actual eyewitness to the event.
According to the criminal complaint,
there were numerous verbal arguments that evening, Judge.
Giuliano made a threat.
So it sounds like the Italians getting after it.
Defendant left the area, Judge, and before he left, he warned the victim that he better not be there when he gets back.
Apparently didn't take him seriously.
He went home, they say, and returned with a gun.
Mr. Gothard had to get in between Mr. Stewart and pull Mr. Stewart away.
Giuliano's attorney says
an unspent round fell out of the handgun.
Then an apparent tussle over the gun by the witness.
And the firearm went off. Mr. Giuliano rendered aid to Mr. Stewart.
He admits to first responding officers that he shot him in the head.
Chad's mom feels more hurt than angry.
No way.
Wow. Just like that. He gone.
I'll never see grandchildren for my son.
She says to protect her own heart and her family.
I choose to forgive this young man, although I will pursue justice earnestly.
Chad will now help other people in need of organs.
So she says she forgives him. Already, just like that. The body ain't even in the ground yet. She already forgiven him.
That of my son's tragedy, 5
I guess it's not just sisters.
people received their miracle. And that was surprisingly healing to my family because in some way he lives on.
And very sad story. It's like everybody's gone mad these days. And tragic situation. But these spaghetti gremlins are on demon time.
Now we can tell you that no one answered the door at the Giuliano's home today. The judge says it was character witness letters from the community, along with the fact that Walter Giuliano is a first-time offender with a lower risk of flight. The judge decided today to keep him, they denied the state's request for detention. However, he will stay behind bars for the next 7 days as prosecutors plan to appeal this. Reporting live in Franklin Township tonight, I'm Sydney Long, NBC 10.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
We're looking into possible connections involving multiple shootings that happened in recent weeks here in the city. Eyewitness News reporter Matt Petrillo is live outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters with the very latest. Matt.
Siafa, police have been looking for links in several shootings in the city in recent weeks. And as authorities are investigating, what is clear tonight is the pain felt by those who have lost loved ones to gun violence. Security video released by Philadelphia police on Wednesday shows 3 suspects wearing dark clothing, masks, and latex gloves as they run.
Hold up. Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask. Y'all see it right here. The masks have been normalized. You can walk around with these masks. You can go into the bank with these masks and gloves and ain't nobody gonna look at you crazy because they're gonna be like, oh, well, they still think the pandemic is going on, even though Biden, like Thanos, snapped his fingers and ended the pandemic.
Masks and latex gloves as they run from a vehicle and ambush a 19-year-old man, firing more than 24 times.
Jesus Christ. Are you serious? These are demon seeds. Sisters, come get your kids.
Clothing, masks, and latex gloves as they run from a vehicle and ambush a 19-year-old man, firing more than 24 times, killing him. The victim's grieving mother identified him as Tamir Jones.
He was a good kid.
She says her son was a father figure to his nieces and nephew.
Pete, my man had the black and mild. My man had the black and mild down here.
Nephew.
He has a 3-year-old nephew that's asking for him every day. What do we tell him? He's used to seeing his uncle.
Today you can still see bullet holes left behind outside his apartment. It happened by 13th and Green Streets near Spring Garden back on September 26th. Days before, another shooting at 13th and Oxford Streets near Temple University injured an 8-year-old girl.
Wow. They shooting near Temple University. This ain't the first time either. These little super gremlins are, it's getting so bad out here, y'all. It is getting horrific. And I don't think they're prepared to do anything about it.
Police have now linked a dark-colored Nissan Altima in that shooting to the vehicle involved in the shooting from September 26 that killed Jones. But police are still working to identify the gunman.
They had masks on. We need to know who's under the mask. Parents, who's under the mask? You know your children.
You heard her. You know you're chilling. You know your children.
You know them.
Publicly, Philadelphia police have been tight-lipped over possible connections involving these and other shootings.
We have nothing to report that says we have a definitive connection yet, but we are continuing to look at this case as well as some others that have a similar MO.
Jones's mother has this message to the suspects.
Turn yourselves in. Stop terrorizing the city.
And there is a $20,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction in each of those shootings. Reporting live outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you for that reporting, Matt. There has been another shooting near a
Right now at 11, a driver ambushed at a gas station.
Wow, man. You see how sneaky these super gremlins are? Popping out of a big old van like that. Like popping out like some burrito gremlins, except it's super gremlins popping out. That was different. Let's watch.
Right now at 11, a driver
hopped on the man's car.
Ambushed at a gas station. It's a frightening example of how the carjacking crisis continues to grow in Philadelphia. Good evening, I'm Jacqueline London. Police want to find the 4.
They had the AK to him as well. Wow.
Gunmen, they say, pulled off this well-orchestrated attack. NBC 10's Aaron Baskerville is joining us now from the gas station in Germantown, where this happened. So scary. Aaron.
Oh, you said it, Jackie. Awfully frightening, like a scene straight out of a movie. This video certainly catching the attention of anyone who sees it. Right now, we're near Rittenhouse and Wissahickon in Germantown. We talked to a whole bunch of drivers out here today. They are definitely cautious.
And we already know the city council in Philly implemented that law where it's going to be harder for the officers to pull cars over. So,
and thinking,
I honestly, it's looking like no solutions again.
Talked to a whole bunch of drivers out here today. They are definitely cautious and thinking twice about filling up at night. Do you worry about being carjacked?
Yes, I do. Okay, all the time.
Startling, ridiculous, and frightening. Some of the words drivers are using after seeing this surveillance video from a gas station near Germantown. For those who didn't see it, we showed them. What do you think about what you're seeing?
That's terrible.
You see 4 gunmen hop out of a white minivan on Wissahickon Avenue Saturday night. One jumps on the roof of the car, aiming his gun at the driver running away. Rich Gaines, who says he's always on alert, tells us he often thinks about these violent crimes.
For my wife and for my daughter, absolutely, and even for my sons to make sure they remember to lock the door, have the seatbelts on.
Investigators say the victim was not harmed as he sprinted inside the store for help. So far this year, there have been 1,047 carjackings or attempted carjackings in Philadelphia. That number is dramatically higher compared to the 522 during the same time in 2021. Kathy Dennison tells NBC 10 she was at the gas station that night about 15 minutes before the crime. Do you think twice about filling up at night now?
To be honest with you, I didn't want to come here today. Okay, but like I say, it's convenient for it.
And who is making you afraid to pull up and pump your gas? Who is it? Please enlighten us.
And it just takes all the convenience out of your life.
She summed it up real good right there. She also says she's constantly looking over her shoulder, looking around at her surroundings. I gave you a few numbers in that story. Here's one more. Last year, in total, in 2021, there were 861 carjackings. With 3 months still to go here in 2022, we're nearly 200 carjackings above that number. For now, we're live in Germantown, Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.